Many people in the world believe that reducing livestock and farms is a solution to improving climate change in the U.S. If we reduce the amount of livestock that takes up around half of the land in the U.S., then automatically we will be contributing to the improvement of our environment, right? While these are valid assumptions, I'm here to tell you that livestock is not the only solution or our only problem. The top leading causes of climate change are deforestation, burning of fossil fuels, and farming/livestock. Specifically, burning fossil fuels is the leading cause of climate change due to the release of carbon dioxide, which heats the planet. Everyone wants to automatically blame cows based on the methane they produce. I would like to note that while methane is a more powerful greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide, it stays in the atmosphere for a shorter time frame. One cow produces about 220 pounds of methane in 1 year, which contributes to about 4% of all greenhouse gases. Specifically, beef cattle make up 2 of that 4%. While that may sound like a scary percentage to some, let's discuss how many people one cow can feed. On average, one cow will produce around 400 pounds of beef, feeding nearly 2,000 people if each person was given a 3-ounce portion. The average American will consume around 200 pounds of beef in a year. If we reduce the amount of cattle in the United States, we will be hindering Americans' access to meat that so many of us enjoy. Again, cows do produce methane, but several other factors contribute to the climate change issue that we are discussing. If we stop cattle breeding and try to limit the amount of cattle in the United States alone, it will become harder to access, and many Americans will have to choose a different source of meat for their protein. In my opinion, this is not a feasible choice to make. Lamb and pork also contribute to greenhouse gases, so should we just get rid of them all? If you think eliminating all livestock is the answer, that would be wrong. Again, this is just my opinion, but we cannot restrict Americans from eating certain foods. Not everyone will want to become a vegan as we get our energy from these proteins. Now you may be thinking, there has to be another source of meat that does not contribute to climate change or does not contribute as much as cattle. You would be right in that line of thought, as poultry products are said to have a smaller carbon footprint than beef or pork. Livestock make a vital contribution to global nutrition, and their products make up around 18% of global calories, 34% of global protein consumption, and provide essential micronutrients such as vitamin B12, iron, and calcium. Not only do livestock contribute to sources of food, but eliminating a lot of the livestock would cause an even deeper issue. The economy is already tough right now, and trying to get rid of even a percentage of the livestock would hinder a lot of Americans an income source that these farms bring them. Let's shift our focus from how livestock is contributing to climate change and see how climate change is affecting the livestock. As the climate changes more and more, the temperature is only getting hotter. This issue in itself could cause a lot of livestock to die, which would result in less greenhouse gases being produced, but on the contrary, the land that those livestock were grazing will also become unsuitable. After looking at the facts of causes of climate change, how our livestock affects our environment, and how the environment affects our livestock, my opinion on the specific part of climate change is that if Americans want to switch to poultry or go completely vegan, they have the option to do so. But we should not eliminate livestock to reduce its impact on climate change. I think there are more important factors to focus on that are contributing to climate change than livestock and our farms. As it stands right now, livestock could deplete on their own due to the climate changing, and no one would need to take any extra measures to cut out red meat out of their diet. So my opinion stands 50-50. Either choice comes out with the same result. Either reduce the amount of livestock, thus reducing the amount of red meat being consumed, and as a result, less methane will be produced. The other choice is to leave the livestock alone and focus on another climate change leading issue, such as the burning of fossil fuels. If one of these causes is not improved, the rising temperatures will still cause heat stress to the livestock, resulting in a mass casualty of animals, which will still reduce the amount of methane being produced. So in conclusion, I believe we should figure out which leading cause of climate change can be changed the fastest and in the most efficient way to try and combat climate change. Otherwise, we will see the same result in our livestock, population, and farms.